between the time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, Conan, destined to bear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Alright, welcome to Chapter 5 of Skulls and Shadows, Conan 2d20. Last where we left off is in an attempt to lure Piter out of hiding. The group went on the road east from Shashan, and there they found something a little unusual. They were accosted by a part of what Kagan expects to be a slaver's caravan. You were able to fight off the slavers with no sign of Piter, but one of them did get away. And as you went further along the road, you noticed that the caravan is quite large and could easily overcome you with numbers. Therefore, you've taken to the desert and are marching west, due west exactly from the road, now southeast of Shashan in probably, I don't know, let's see how far exactly, a day I think from the road. Yeah, about a day from the road where you were. And we will get started here. So, you've pushed out into the desert wastes, and with you is everyone you brought except Bruska. He is in your cart, deceased from a wound to the head. You do have a prisoner that has started to regain consciousness from the attack. You are, like I say, a full day away from the road, with no signs of current pursuit. And I'll let you guys open it up to roleplay.
So we traveled and rested for a night?
Yes, it's a full day. So you traveled several hours and rested probably a small bit and then pushed on. Up to you how that looks exactly, but it's been 24 hours.
Cool.
And how many days did we travel east?
3. It's
3 days?
It's currently day 8.
Okay. So, obviously the sun's beating down on us. Things going on. Hold on. Let me mute this.
Sure.
Can't really hunt the desert.
You do have
Really?
some supplies, but
Really, definitely can't hunt on my horse in it.
So, obviously the sun's beating down on us. We're kind of walking through, camped overnight, coming through the desert. Melech is just kind of kicking the sand as he kind of walks his horse, so as not to overtire his horse walking through the sand. He's just kind of keeping pace with the wagon, with everyone else. And as he's walking and leading his horse, he kind of informs the group. We're maybe 2-3 days before we head north and head back to the city. We should be okay out here, as long as they do not pursue and we reserve our water. We will be okay.
Indeed, as long as we do not get lost. But you seem to know the area well, yes?
Well, we are just outside my city. Of course I know this desert.
Very good. There's nothing for it then. Perhaps so this prisoner, yes? We should interrogate him when we have time.
Well, throw him into the back of the wagon. We could interrogate him back there as we continue walking.
Very good.
Perhaps we should interrogate him sooner rather than later. Another mouth to feed and water. Not good. He's not
He would have
necessary for a
survived.
return trip.
He would have survived, even if just barely, with no food and no water for a couple of days. We need not waste any on him.
Indeed, you're not wrong. And if nothing else, it will be good leverage, yes?
Assuming we're heading in the right direction, what is the terrain gotten progressively? I'm trying to basically guesstimate when might be a good time to ditch the cart.
It's fairly flat at this point, but now you're kind of moving into the further away from the road where the sand is packed and you're going over dunes. Nothing that you've had trouble getting the cart over quite yet, but eventually it's going to be kind of difficult to get that cart over some of these dunes without slowing you down. You could, Melech, from what he knows of this area, let's see, what does he know of this area? How about
I mean, if we're only a couple miles outside of the city, I should know it pretty decently.
Yeah. Let's do a survival for Melech. Yeah, so Melech knows that there will be a way to wind around a lot of these dunes. They do shift quite a bit, so that's why Melech is unsure exactly of everything. Just the wind blows these dunes around, but typically it does leave paths through the dunes to press on, and you should be able to take the cart the entire way, but with slower pace. Otherwise, you only have 4 horses anyway.
So Melech just kind of lets the group know that the terrain, about the hilly area coming up, the path we could take around, and continue on towards the city.
when we've slept, what do we sleep on? Individual bedrolls, or do we have a tarpaulin tent of any kind? Or?
You have bedrolls. Well, I mean, whatever you thought to bring, I'm okay with that. Knowing that there's limited amount of space in the wagon because you had 4 people in the wagon.
Yeah, because the reason I ask it would be sound if we did have a tarpaulin, would be to affix the tarpaulin to the back of the cart. That way it sweeps the tracks as best as it can.
Sure. I think that's fine.
You would have to weigh down the corner a little bit, but just something that as it leave a flat trail as opposed to 2 ruts to try and track.
Makes sense.
Yeah, between that and the wind, your cart doesn't make very many tracks that stay there for long.
Okay, cool. Definitely want to try to hinder it, ride our horses in the cart. That way, if they do come up firing arrows, we'll hopefully hit the damn 2 prisoners back.
Yeah. Haroun's kind of been off to the side a lot, just, tending to things, cleaning his gear, keeping sand out of various bits of armor and such. So for him, it's been pretty quiet since we went off-road. Although he is always kind of scanning the horizon for that moment.
Yeah, that's what I say. Kagan is constantly trying to check his surroundings because he's been stranded in the wild before. He does not like.
Yeah, Haroun's a city guy. He doesn't know much, nowhere near as much as he wants to about the wild.
Kagan spent 13 days in a situation like this, stuck in the desert.
Rollo kind of is muttering under his breath from time to time, irritated, obviously irritated about the current situation, but he doesn't say outright to anyone, but kind of appears to be looking over his shoulder a lot towards the way you came, like really. Elshay approaches Varus and says, "Are we going to get out of this mess? I've never been this far in the desert before."
Oh, yes. Yes, we'll be fine. It's not that long of a walk back to our camp.
She looks inside the cart briefly. "With a dead body all the way?" Insinuating that you might pitch it out.
Day in the sun, that thing's ripe.
I imagine we're far enough away from the road. We can hold some sort of service. Befitting a man of his stature, he deserves at least to be burned.
It is a good idea, yes. To take care of him now rather than later, before things get worse.
I would advise against the burning.
I must agree.
Burn during daylight. I'm not just gonna leave a man out here for vultures.
And the prisoner, you see him kind of like shift and look up. It's kind of groans. Its one eye is matted shut, while the other one looks up and kind of sees Kagan, Melech, and Varus and her. Like, immediately his first instinct is to try to stand up, but he's tied up, so he doesn't.
I'm sorry. What is he doing?
He was trying to get up, but he's tied up. So he just woke up from unconsciousness.
Yes. Well, look. He is awake. I think now is your opportunity to ask him the questions you need, while we continue on towards the city.
Kagan spits on the ground and promptly adds, "We should throw this one on the fire too."
All in good time, friend. For now, though, Haroun kind of saddles up to the guy and stands over him. You are going to tell us some information, my new friend.
Kind of gnashes his teeth and looks down at his wrist being bound. Just gives a slow nod. Oh, I don't know what I can tell you, but water. Do you have any water?
That depends on how good you answer the questions. And how swiftly.
Just looks at you, expecting. No.
Well then. He kinda looks to Varys. It is my pleasure to do as I will, but if you would like to go first. After all, you did lose one of your men to them.
No, the one I wish vengeance against is gone. I can surmise all the questions that I want answered anyway from who he came with. Clearly he's with those slavers. That answers my question. Other than that, I'm not much concerned about them.
Very well. Haroun kinda goes to the guy again. Who is your band? The ones you came with?
We're the Company of the Hawk. Former mercenary band, now slavers, as you can see.
Indeed. And what were you here to do in regards to us? Were you tipped off in any way?
My master said that someone said there was a Punton princess among you. He looks at Elshay and at this distance kind of realizes that she's not really a Kushite or a Punton. Shakes his head.
And who was your master? The one back there that fled, yes? Or another?
Yes, he's my captain.
And who is the lead of this band of hawks?
Oh, the general. The great general.
Oh?
General Kiter.
Interesting.
Any of these names sound familiar? Or did we know anybody that attacked us?
You didn't know any of them. They just kind of took you unaware when you're on the road and very, very tired and down on your luck and that sort of thing. You didn't catch any name. You did catch the Hawk banner though, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
And do you have a base of operations? Or are you nomadic?
We move around. We're in Tushin for a long time. Heard Shishan had some slaves to sell and buy, so here we are.
Indeed, here you are. Well then, do you know of any of us?
He looks at you blankly and shakes his head.
Good. Very good. And, your band, do they know much more of the princess, or of this knowledge of where she would be?
All I know is a slave we caught was bartering, saying there was a princess coming along the road.
And what slave would this be?
I don't know his name.
Do you know what they look like?
Pockmarked face, chubby, bald. That's what I remember seeing.
Interesting. I take it you sold this slave already?
No, found him on the road. Nowhere to sell him yet.
Very good.
Does that fit Piter's description that we can remember? I can't remember what Piter looked like.
Let's see.
Chubby, bald, pockmarked face. That sounds familiar.
It does sound very familiar. Yeah.
Observation.
Did he have a chest wound?
Make an observation?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not back there talking to him, so I guess...
I mean, you could overhear the conversation. It's not
Okay.
Yeah, the chessman thing's like, I don't know. Didn't seem to be in great shape. Didn't look over him. Wasn't in charge of his processing.
Just observation here.
Yeah,
One with a complication.
take the doom.
Cool.
Yeah, that could fit Piter.
Oh man.
Well,
He would have been running on that road.
would have made sense. Yeah, well then. You have done quite well in entering for now. He turns kind of to the others again. Anything else you can think of?
There is nothing that I can think of. No questions that I want to ask of him. But he deserves none of our water and none of our food. Let him sit back there and feel the heat of the sun. Maybe he would question his line of work, question his ethics.
What is this fool talking about? I'm a slaver. It's an honorable profession.
You attacked an innocent group and tried to kidnap innocent people. That is not honorable.
Just the water. You said you'd give me the water.
Ah, yes. But first, one last question. What does the Band of the Hawk plan to do in Shem?
They're
Or will
going
you
to
stay away?
Shishan. They'll sell the slaves and buy what stock they think is worth. Moving on. Soon
Very
we'll go
well.
west afterwards. Or maybe bring him to Stygia.
Very well.
Kagan's fumbling a lot with the war.
Yeah, Haroun probably noticed that.
Because ultimately, his right hand is reaching for the dagger that's in his belt.
Well then, you have answered your questions, yes? His hands are bound, yeah?
Yep.
Haroun drops a well-sealed thing of water in front of him. Kagan, would you mind getting him his water? And he smiles as he looks to Kagan.
And you just fed the shark.
Yes, give me the water. And he looks at Kagan and he's like,
He looks quite thirsty, my friend.
Kagan's got his hand on the dagger and he goes forward, looks at him, and he's like, I will drink. He's just gonna grab him by the scruff and cut his throat
oh yeah,
Try-
so good.
and try to drag him out of the cart so he doesn't bleed on the cart.
Yeah, you kind of like pull him out by the back of his head, out of the cart as you're slicing his throat, and blood just like spurts everywhere as he's like, he doesn't even get a chance to like scream. Elshay screams for him. Ah! What did you do? She's just kind of cowers in the cart away from Kagan.
Yeah, in my mind, it's just like killing a fucking animal I've hunted. Just no compassion that he's even a human. Just cut him. When it's finished, wipe the blade on the fold of my elbow. It's like when I said, do not waste your cries on that one.
Okay.
Saved us probably a day's worth of water with that. Good
Indeed.
decision.
At the very least.
He's looking, he flips the dude's body over, looks at the clothes. Is any kind of livery? Does it look like it might be?
Nah, he's wearing, close to rags. He's pretty
Okay.
much just a very low foot soldier. It appears.
Yeah,
Nobody
it's-
special.
Didn't know if they all like wore similar colors, if it was worth salvaging.
No, you do see that he has a kind of a rough spun patch on his breast of a hawk.
I'll just kick him over to make sure he's dead. Not fucking
He's very dead.
business business as usual if y'all want to do anything further. Otherwise, I'm.
Yeah, Haroun would take the patch just in case. You never know.
You have to cut it off as jerkin or whatever, but
Yeah.
Let's take the jerkin.
yeah, or that.
Yeah.
Should we get this burning out of the way then, so we don't have to carry any corpses?
I'm gonna go ahead and add that patch to my inventory.
But if you would like to inform the slavers of exactly where we are and what direction we are going in, then yes, I suggest burning.
So did you have enough kindling to actually build a damn funeral
Yeah,
pyre?
I don't know what you're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you gonna
otherwise-
burn?
I feel very, very lithe to just leave my boy in the desert.
And done?
Strip this one naked and wrap him as tight as you can to keep the stench away.
It would be 2 to 3 days before he starts stinking. We will be back into the city by then.
We're in a burning desert. It's going to be a bit quicker than that.
Yeah, he's already bloated, man. You seen dogs get hit at the end of the day in summertime? Yeah, their guts are up, swollen.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too bad at this point, but you know, you've not traveled. This is the first day after, right? You've traveled in the evening and the night, and the previous night was not too cold, but Melech and pretty much everyone knows that at night it gets pretty cold.
Yeah, you want to wrap him mummy style in his bedroll.
Yeah, he does have a bedroll, so you could do that.
Bars just shakes his head and starts stripping down the other guy who we're just gonna leave out there, the prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wrap the other guy's breeches and shirt around the parts that he was wounded at to keep sleeping.
Yes, but I do not agree with the wanton killing. I understand the purpose for it, and I'm sure the horses do not mind being relieved of 200 pounds.
The man attacked us and with intent to kill. I'll shed no tears for him.
I agree. I would also not shed any tears. It is a waste of precious fluids here in this desert.
Indeed. There is nothing to mourn for. He would have died one way or another. Just a matter of time. If anything, it was also almost mercy.
Kagan hisses when you say that. Says, I do nothing without reason. That one and all his kin deserve to die.
And you are not likely wrong. And he is dead now. So it is done. There is nothing more for it.
Let's get a move on.
Indeed. We had best try to get back as quickly as possible.
So you're heading due west again, correct?
Yeah.
For a day. So let's move you. About there. So it's day 9 now. And your caravan, small as it is, moves west over the desert. And you make actually good time. The night is cold, the day is hot, but you're not lost from Melech's general knowledge of the area and Kagan's extremely good sense of direction in general. And so you're coming upon the night of this day, and in the distance, you see a fire, actually, in the dusk, ahead of you. There is no way, you think, that this could be the company of the Hawk. And it is also, from the smoke, clearly a small fire, and not one that would support a large group of men that you had seen on the horizon. Your supplies are dwindling, because you did not quite expect to be gone this long.
Yeah. Yeah, Haroun proposes we check it out. Nothing for it to do anything but.
Well, Haroun, do you think you could make your way there silently and take a look at who is sitting out there?
Indeed. Would you prefer that? Yes.
I think we would all prefer it before we go walking into the camp of another group of slavers.
Very good. Yeah, Haroun will sneak on over and get a view if there's any dunes that sit high enough to see over it easier.
Yep. All right. 1 second. In the distance, you see a natural kind of rock formation. It's dusk or close to it, so it's not that easy to see. But they have a light blazing in the middle of their camp. And you clearly see 4 individuals, most of them sitting, while one looks to be butchering something on a table. Well, not even a table, but a flat rock. If they're armed, you do not see it other than the guy's knife that he's cutting some beast up with. It's clearly some sort of animal. They don't see you. They don't seem to be even having a lookout.
Yeah. And how do they look? Any particular garb or anything like that that would give an idea of what they might be?
They, commoners. Nothing of real interest.
No weapons or anything around camp?
No, you don't see nothing besides the knife the guy is using to skin whatever he is skinning.
Yeah, he'll head back to the others and relay this.
Well, it sounds simply like some people staying out here, making a camp for the night, just as we are.
Yes, indeed.
What do you say, Varus?
Problem.
Should we approach?
I don't know. What did you say? What, they were butchering something?
4 of them. One with a knife, butchering something on a table.
You know what that something is?
Would I have gotten a decent enough look to have an idea?
Why don't you roll an observation?
Cool.
Okay, gonna quickly add,
Yes.
were they stabbing or chopping?
They were, he was clearly pulling the skin off of something. If you had to guess, you would say it probably was a jackal, which makes sense, right?
Yes, probably a jackal. They seem to be skinning at the time.
Melech, how familiar are you with the idea of cannibals in these deserts?
Cannibalism? I don't think there's any. Is there?
Yeah, this is a fairly civilized area. You would not expect any cannibalism.
Yeah, Haroun actually kind of chimes up at that. I do not think it is all that popular this far north. There are some areas you could find if you were to go further south, but you'd have to go a fair way.
You saw the city I live in. You saw it is a jewel in this desert. No one here is so savage as to eat each other. There are no cannibals. That is not something we need to concern ourselves with. Not here.
The jewel, various sort of smirks. Well, suppose it couldn't hurt to approach, but be on guard. Most people wouldn't make their home or roost out here for that reason.
True enough, yes. But I do not think we will have any sharpened teeth cannibals coming for us.
Maybe if Kagan and I approach first on horseback, it will give a more intimidating image, one that they dare not approach with any kind of malice in their hearts.
That is not a bad idea. Put a strong hand forward, and they should be pliable.
Two very capable soldiers who look at on horseback is not something many people would want to approach.
Indeed.
And that's what Kagan was asking, stabbing or chopping. It's like going these far out away from city. Could be brigands, cultists. May very well just be hunters.
Well, we won't know until we approach.
I ride with you, but I suggest against intimidation. Use
No.
the way. Approach them like nomads.
I agree. I do not mean to intimidate them, just to look intimidating on horseback. So Melech mounts his barded warhorse and sets off with Kagan, and we just kind of slowly, trot that direction. Until we get into close enough range.
Yeah, when you guys get close, oh, what's going on? And you kind of see them all kind of come around here, and they look very nervous. Please don't hurt us. We've suffered enough. This one says as he steps forward.
And Kagan's hanging back a little bit, but he just raises his hand in universal greeting.
And Melech also raises his hand to show that he has no weapons in his hand. He says, "Hail, friends. I am one of several travelers. We have a wagon. We are on our way back to the city where we need to stop for some food, some water. We were hoping maybe that you had some."
Yeah. Yes, we have water. Yes. Take it. Just please do not slay us.
Slay you? No. We are not slavers. We are not murderers. Well.
Well.
We are simply traveling through the desert on our way back to the city. We are not here to hurt you. We are not here to hunt you. We are not here to take you. We simply saw your firelight and thought we would approach as friends.
Yes, well. Come forward then. We have water, we have some food. And this one steps forward. I'm skinning a jackal. Not good food, but something you can live on in the desert.
Yes. Any food offered freely is delicious food. It makes you a friend. And we shall be a friend to you as well. I will let the rest of our group know that we are welcome here in your camp. We shall be back in just one moment.
The guy that offered you the jackal nods, and they kind of are exchanging glances, kind of nervously.
So Melech kind of trots off and this direction a little bit, and then he raises an arm and whistles, kind of making some short circles in the air with his hand, as an indication that the rest of the group should come forward.
Kagan would remain indifferent in his demeanor, but he would actually stay behind basically with his bow nearby, and look at him, just basically deadpan, and he'll ultimately cock his head to one side and nod and eye him. He says, you seek the shelter among the rocks. He says, are you being pursued? Did you run into trouble too?
Pursued? No. But, and they kind of look at each other. We came here seeking glory and found only horror.
Raise an eyebrow and skepticism. Just kind of look, and he says, horror in the city or here amongst the sand?
Here. And he points kind of past you. In this direction. The tomb. And he goes to say more, but this woman behind him kind of like grabs his sleeve and kind of yanks, and he's like, no, I won't say anything more yet. Not yet. Come. Eat with us, and then we'll explain.
He'll grin his little gap-toothed smile, and he'll just go, treasured seekers. Just shake his head. Cock his horse around when he hears or sees the approach of them, and wait for them to get up, and then approach with them. And how's the woman look? Age-wise, build-wise, demeanor-wise?
She is, she looks like she's middle-aged. Probably her hair is grayed quicker than someone her age might. And she does sport a scar on her face, on her left cheek. She has not said anything during this entire thing. And eyes you warily like the rest of them do.
Well, friends, this is the group I was telling you about. We simply need some warmth and some food, and in the morning we shall be on our way.
They look at each other and don't just nod.
Well, no point standing out here. Boris will split his way through and find a rock to sit on.
Yeah, they kind of go back to what they're doing with this guy talking. Yes, welcome, come, sit. Sit, join us. We have not spoken to anyone for some time.
Kagan will not approach immediately. He'll tell the others to go on. They will tend to the horses. Then he'll try to prevent Rollo from approaching and go, you, Rollo, assist me.
I'm wary, Kagan. Wish to sit.
You will assist me.
He kind of kicks rocks and nods and goes to do so.
And my goal is to get all of our horses tethered to one area, but if we have enough rope, I would like to try and hobble their legs.
Sure.
Like tie the front legs or some shit like that. That way they're not easy to steal, but I want him to be busy pushing the wagon away.
Yep.
My main goal is to keep him away in case they're starting their story or anything. Figure if anything they can tell me, but not him.
Yeah. Fine, I'll take care of it, Kagan. And he begins to work on getting the horses all tied up and whatnot.
Okay, gonna just kind of grin and passively dismiss it off as, do you think how much sweeter the meal will taste when we are finished?
Yes, there better be something left for me.
Melech finds a rock and he, sits down. And he kind of holds his head upwards towards the sky. Kind of closes his eyes just a little bit. Kind of just getting grounded back back to where he is. Maybe just letting off a little bit of steam or whatnot. Then he turns to them. So, friends, it is fortunate for us that we found you out here tonight. What is it you are doing out here?
He kind of looks to the woman. This guy looks to the woman. I'll tell them, she says, and kind of looks towards Melech. We heard of great treasures in the tomb here. But it turned to horror, as he had said. Indeed. Several of our company remain below. They will not return.
They will not return? Do you mean they are dead and they can't return? Or they simply refuse to return?
No, they are alive. I suppose you could call it that. They babble and cry and laugh like insane, but they do not leave. We've tried everything to get them to come. We are at our wits' end. My sister is down there. Other family members and friends.
Well, that seems like a most unfortunate situation to be in. What was it what treasure is it that you were hunting?
This is the great king's tomb. Or rumored to be. The old king's great-great-great-grandfather. Or so they say.
I heard those were rumors that he had a tomb out here.
Yes. It is something. I can't say we found anything of value. We did not get past the antechamber, truth be told. Strange dealings there. But we have found some treasure in the desert. Wait. No, I'm not leaving without them, she says to the guy butchering the meat. We would exchange it if you could help us, perhaps.
And Melech looks across the fire and looks over at Varys when she says that.
Yeah, Haroun off to the side looks quite interested.
I have a dead man in a cart. Don't have time for charity.
She looks across the fire. Charity would be for free. As I said, we can pay you.
Pay us what exactly?
Most of it is buried, obviously. I'm not going to tell you where it is until you finish the task, but here's a sample. And she pulls a gemstone from her pocket and extends it to Melech. It's a very bright ruby.
And Melech holds it up in front of the fire, and as the fire kind of catches on the gemstone and glints off of it and shines, you can kind of see it glowing in his eyes. And he looks over at Haroun, and he reaches across and he hands it to Haroun to look at.
Yeah, Haroun looks it over, makes sure it's good quality if he can.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a ruby. A decent sized one too, honestly.
And you found this inside, you say?
Not here, as I said. We haven't found anything here yet. But anything you find there is yours. Plus half of what we have.
Well, since we are not leaving till morning, maybe we could take a look for you.
Indeed. It would be most interesting. A way to pass the time, if nothing else. Yes.
Hold on. First, Haroun, what would you make of that ruby? How much? Appraise it if you can.
Yeah, do I have an idea of how much
Might
it probably
you
go for?
roll an insight.
Cool. Oh yeah, I forget. I have macros for this.
Use your macros. Oh no.
You would say probably about 3 gold worth.
Yeah,
For that
Haroun
size?
shrugs. Perhaps 3 gold?
No, it must be worth more than that.
I do not know.
Varus is
Usually
gonna.
paid in gold and better.
Varus is gonna look around the camp. Are there any like bedrolls or anything laying out?
That was a question that was just asked to me. You see a few that are rolled up. There are 4 that are laid out, but
Okay. When exactly did the others start to go mad? What happened? Anything prompt it?
well, some of us went down, and they did not come back. And then more went down, and they did not come back. And we have went to the edge of the cave and called in, and all we hear is them crying and laughing and wailing. We've been able to see them just barely. They all
This
appear to be there.
This sounds like there is sorcery at work. But
Something.
if there is sorcery at work, then something of value is being protected down there.
God's going to tangle with sorcerers, and Varus rubs his temples. It never works out well.
Is there any way, maybe through survival or something, that I might have an idea about potential gases from stuff similar to mines like this? I know this isn't a mine, but you get what I mean, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, you. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think you would have the knowledge to.
No, yeah, I can't see Haroun necessarily having it, unless it was like some obscure story.
Yeah, no.
Okay. You never know. Perhaps they were poisoned.
Well, if it is magic, I believe there is probably something of great worth down there. Something that could make our job easier. Our search for Paita would go faster if we had more money at our disposal.
I'm no longer concerned with that oath. He's long gone by now.
To be honest, it is not that far off the description they gave of the slave that tipped him off about us.
If he is a slave, we will need money to buy him. And then once we buy him, we can do it as we please with him. But we need the money to do that. This might be the money that we need to buy the slave Paiter.
Varus is gonna laugh. You think Paiter's worth a ruby? That's being generous, Melech.
I don't think he is worth the spit that comes out of my mouth. But to a slaver who is looking for money, he is worth something.
To be honest, I am not entirely concerned. If he is given away as a slave, I say leave him to his fate.
We should confirm that first. But to be honest, I would rather
Indeed.
purchase him so I can see him killed if he is going to be a slave.
To be honest, I would rather kill him myself and not bother paying any money.
As you guys are talking, the people sitting around you are kind of eyeing you very warily now as you're talking
That's
about
good.
murdering
That's a very
people.
good point.
They're like,
Yeah.
what the hell? And
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Yes, after seeing that, Varus will try to hand without. We're caravan guards. Pay no mind. Theft. Pain in our arse.
well, if you are mercenaries, then we have mercenary work for you. But I will say, I will not tell you where it is buried, even on pain of death.
Where their treasure is buried?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like
not gonna-
payments
I'm not
there.
going to try and torture them out of their treasure.
Yeah, well, they don't know that.
Yeah, true. We always talk about killing a guy and buying him out of slavery to do it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, very well.
Yeah.
If you would show us where this tomb is, or this cave is, I would take a look.
I suppose it could not hurt.
Of course.
Unless we could manage. Well, in that case, things are quite poor for us.
Melech, awfully cavalier with other men's lives, sort of stands up slowly. Ugh.
I did not force you to come. I did not even ask you to come. I offered.
You'll die if I don't.
She gets about here and then points to this opening in the ground, which is kind of this muddy, dirty kind of looks like partial stairs down into the ground. There it is. You have to basically hang and then drop a few feet.
Very well then.
Well, will one of you be coming with us?
And she looks apprehensive, but this guy kind of walks up. I'll go with you. Sick of hiding.
Very good. You have torches, yes? Or did you light it before?
Yes, we have torches.
Very good.
I'll fetch Kagan and Rollo. Oh, and he'd stop and he'd actually go over to the two of them. One moment, I must confer with my friends here, and he brings them both together. And I have to be honest with the both of you, I don't care if Rollo makes it. And that's all he would say, and then turn around.
Yeah, there's a slight giggle from Haroun.
Yes, Varus. Maybe in this instance, since we are leaving our horses behind and our wagon, Ajax, Turu, and the girl should all stay back and keep an eye on our things while we take one of theirs with us down there.
I'll leave Turu and the girl. Ajax stays with me. I trust no other man more than he by my side.
Are Ajax and the girl enough to stop them should they try to overwhelm him and take our horses?
Is he still whispering to me, or are we having this conversation between
No,
these two people?
I'm talking to you, like just like face to face right here. Do you think Turu and the girl could stop them should they decide to take the horses?
You really think they're going to leave all their kin down there? You're the one who is so ready to believe their story, that they're cowardly and not ready to fight. Sincerely doubt they'll take our things. They'll be very bold.
I've simply hoped for the best, but I would prepare for the worst.
My two men wouldn't stop the four of them anyway, in a rush.
Very well. If you have that much trust in them.
I don't trust any of this.
Together.
I would rather we not even be pursuing these fairy tales. But if there is a promise of some reward, and that's just one part of it with the ruby, what's a little more blood on the sand what's already been spilt?
You must admit, you are slightly curious about what is down there.
I am intrigued.
Ah, as am I. Very well then, we'll be off.
It turns and
Your
goes and
name?
collects
Sorry.
Ajax and then tells Turu the score and then Turu, keep El-Shay safe, watch the horses, and don't trust any of these more than, well, I would say farther than you can throw them, but it sort of looks too rough and down.
Pretty
Don't
verbose.
trust
It's pretty verbose for Turu.
Yeah, Tyra's like, what?
Yeah. Melech
Damn
will
you,
go over
yes.
and
Hold
explain
on.
that.
Yeah, you'll call for Haroun.
Melech will go over and
Sorry.
explain to Turu
Does
what...
Kagan have a weapon?
Hey, you got your bow, right?
Does Kagan? I'm sorry, not Kagan. Does Turu have a weapon?
Oh
it's
yeah,
fair.
you gave him guard appropriate attire and gear.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll plant him, try to reinforce what's being said by planting him by the cart, and I go, "You stay here. They try to steal. You kill. Protect
He
woman."
Yeah, he scratches his chin and nods, and I stay here.
Yeah, Haroun kind of just calls off, just guard the cart and the lady.
Thank you, gods.
He
I'll
walks
just let
over.
us get
He walks over
anything
to
done.
her and kind of like leers over her and sits down next to her, like kind of with a frump.
My new favorite guard. All right.
So Melech turns to this guy. Friend, what is your name?
Atir.
Aptir. Well, since you know this area better than we, you have been here already. Would you please go first and show us the way?
Well, I haven't been down there, but okay. And he kind of walks this way with a torch. Whoops. And he kind of gets to the edge and looks down. And you hear like this mumbling inside.
Come then, if you gaze for long into the abyss, move your feet.
Very well, there is no time like the present. Let's go.
We'll bring up the flank with a torch as well. Claris will strike a torch and wait for Rollo to go in front of him.
And you guys do. 1 second while I switch the scene.
Ba, ba, ba.
Goonies.
It isn't it? I love it. Oh my.
What the fuck is this?
So you kind of hang and drop down, and you see all these people kind of like kneeling next to you around. Just like all these babbling and.
What form of sorcery is this?
Not a form I'm interested in discovering. Careful where you step. Sorcerers are tricksy lots.
And Atir kind of walks over to this guy. He's like, brother, brother. He's like grabbing him by the shoulders. And the guy's he's like, what? What is this?
Maybe we should just knock them out and drag them back up.
Perhaps if they were taken above ground, they would see the light. Yes.
Melech, Melech grabs the torch out of Atir's hand, and he takes the torch and he kind of puts it close to this guy here, like he's gonna burn him.
Yeah, I mean, when you get close in general, he kind of back. No, I'm sorry, I didn't do it. No, mother. They kind of scatter from anybody getting close.
In the meanwhile, I was gonna kind of look around a bit.
That a sense of self-preservation is still intact. They are backing away from the fire.
Kagan doesn't like this. He focuses his attention. He opens his ears to everything around him, but he's focusing down on the ground as he advances forward.
Yeah, Haroun's taking
Letting his hunter
long,
instincts.
careful look around.
And that's what I'm trying not to do. Look around.
Right now, you see what you see.
Here, if Kagan hears a commotion of them and all that, I go, try not to agitate them. They may be simple-minded, but they are big, full-grown adults. If they become agitated, this could prove most troublesome.
They're unarmed. I'd rather not kill them, but if they threaten us...
So, Melech looks around the room. What does he see?
What you see on the screen.
Yeah, Haroun kind of calls to Melech.
Okay, but
this way, yes. It seems to go deeper.
Yeah, it goes. I mean, it definitely. You can definitely tell that it go to your quote unquote south. It does go deeper, but it's very difficult to see. It's very dark. You guys have a few torches amongst you. You brought a few down. But here you see kind of like these walls with like scattered rubble, broken pottery. The ground is definitely stone and definitely created on purpose. This is some sort of underground crypt where Haroun, right to the right, he sees what is a sarcophagus?
Does it seem to be? Is it cocked open or anything? Or?
Yeah, it's cocked open a little bit.
Yes, bring the lights this way.
Melech reaches over and grabs the arm of this one here.
Ah! Let go! He's like just screaming and yanking and yanking and yanking and yanking, trying to get away. But he appears weak.
Oh, shoot.
Alright, so are we going to try to move them out first, or do we push deeper? That's the question.
They do not seem to be hurting anything as is.
Jumping down seems to have been a bit premature. Maybe we should have brought the cart up, or at least a horse with something tied to him so that we could pull things up.
Not that hard to move an unconscious body, but regardless, they're not going anywhere. If we're going to explore this miserable place, might as well get to it. Alright.
Indeed.
Aris goes forward. Haroun, take a torch. You've got good eyes about you.
Yeah, he'd accept one.
Melech hands the torch back to Atir. And he has his sword and shield out.
Mm-hmm.
What is this, a sarcophagus?
It appears to be so. And opened as well. Not a good sign. I've heard Stygian stories in the past about such things trapped. Yes.
Don't touch it then.
Perhaps it is some sort of lotus powder. Some type of. Perhaps it makes them hallucinate. Perhaps it slowly kills them.
I sincerely doubt that all 8 of these people touched the lotus powder sarcophagus. Something else is at work here.
You would be surprised. The right toxins into the air can travel quite well, especially in a cool, damp place like this, yes?
Yeah, I want to observe one of these people before we go further, see if I can...
Yeah, Haroun kind of steps up towards the entryway and looks down.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Ian.
I was gonna say, did anybody tell me what the hell we were doing down here?
I would have whenever I came to get you. You'd be aware of it.
Yeah. I'm assuming you would have asked prior to jumping down a big hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming that they relayed the story to me, would ask Atlan, is this the antechamber that you spoke of? You could not go any further?
That's what we assumed, since everyone was here, that we could see. This is my first time here. I don't know what they did, but all our people are here.
Lexi says, all of these people were excavating the tomb at once?
No. We sent half of them down first, and they didn't come back. And then the rest came, and they did not come back.
Do they ramble everywhere in the room? Or do they just stay like in one spot?
Unless you approach them, they pretty much stay where they are.
What sort of things are they saying?
Nothing really that you can... Just, if you come close, they say things like, please don't hurt me, get back, I'm sorry, that kind of thing. But they never really... As they're babbling, it's never something you can understand.
Yeah, it all seems pretty confused.
Would I be able to... I mean, and if we engage them, is there any kind of coherent response, or is it just...
Just fear and trying to get away from you, and words in that... Like as when Melech grabbed that guy's arm. Leave me alone, get off. Please, no, I'm sorry. And just weeping. And...
Like young soldiers at the battle, broken. Bizarre. Well, suppose there's naught but to push forward and see what exactly is so terrifying about an old tomb.
Yeah,
Good.
So if it wasn't cruel, I would say lead one around the place to see if there's any areas they avoid.
No, they would just freak out the whole time.
Yeah, I don't think Attitude or whatever would like that.
No. Roll is like, how about I just stay here and guard the entrance?
No.
Grab his ass.
Well,
you haven't been pulling your weight, Rollo. Today's your day if you want to get paid.
Ha! Kind of slowly walks forward, giving this girl a look right here. And kind of he flinches at her, and she flies back and just kind of starts chuckling to himself.
Yeah, Varys will sneer. Go on. You're up front as well.
Me?
Ajax and I are covering the rear. Never know what could happen in these places. Secret doors, traps. We could be overtaken from behind. Perhaps brigands are down here wearing boogeyman masks.
I'm a bowman. What do I want to be in front for?
Oh, you won't be in front. You'll just be in front of me.
Kind of walks around you.
And look sidelong at Melech like, yeah, this guy.
This guy.
Don't let him take the lead, because shit, he'll fucking yeah, it's safe. Come on.
Haroun's definitely the front man.
Yeah, Haroun kind of heads forward then once everybody's kind of coming up.
Yeah, you just move as you will. All right, when you go around this corner, just please pause.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good right about there. Okay, so you come down this hallway, and you see that there's basically you can go right or you can go forward. And as you kind of make it to right about this area, you hear something strange. Echoing through the halls.
Oh my.
What was that?
Melech says, nope. And starts walking out.
Now, am I able to gauge which direction this came from, or?
Why don't you do an observation?
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'd like to try that as well. He got it anyway,
yeah.
so.
Oh man, he definitely got it.
He's got
Yeah.
ears, shit.
You got 2 momentum too. Probably from straight ahead. Is where you thought you heard it from?
And then I was gonna ask as well, he's kind of looking out for any kind of tracks or anything of like where they went when they came through here the first time. Does it seem like they went a given direction?
Well, with that observation, I would say that you do see there are footprints in the dusty floor, right? Cobwebs that are broken. You can tell that.
Yeah, so
Well, what
they went
direction?
this way, I presume.
They're both ways. You see them in both directions.
Cool. Alright.
But
Well,
the sound seemed to come from this way.
it is interesting. It came from forward. I'm loath to find out what it is. Perhaps we had best detour a bit, see if there's anything else to find before we inspect. Yes?
The hell would even be down here?
Something foul, obviously. I'm not entirely sure. I would like to know.
Yes, well. Either way we go, we must be on guard.
Indeed.
Starting to wonder if this is worth that ruby.
But if there is something strange down here, perhaps it would be worth more, yes?
What were you going to do tonight, anyhow? Sleep? Bah.
Wake up the next morning sounds pretty good to me.
It does. But exploring interesting ruins is quite interesting too, yes?
Knowing until you die.
Let's
Let's
go
go
this way.
forward.
After you, Rolo.
You turd.
Yeah, sorry, that's just me being slow.
I know, you're fine.
Alright, so Haroun, as you
Yeah.
get down there, you hear something else.
Ooh. Oh, that's bad times.
Is that the sound of chanting? What is that?
Whatever it is not good.
You're backwards masking.
I wonder if this is perhaps a far more dangerous place than we thought. And perhaps far older.
Shall we continue? Go straight.
Okay, gonna look at her and go, was the great king?
What was that again? Sorry.
Who was this great king?
Hey, he's freaking out. He's kind of backing up. But I accidentally picked him up. He's backing up and he's like, he was the old king's great grandfather. It's what I had heard.
Can I make a lore check to see if I know anything about him?
Yep, sure.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's a sound.
Yeah, with the...
What?
Yeah, he was, you had heard that he was a very miserly king and he wanted to bring all his wealth to the grave with him, which is likely where this idea that this place is rich, right? Also, he was, people said to be a sorcerer, and into some pretty foul things.
Oh my.
Yeah, somebody woke his ass up when they stole his stuff.
That might have been a good lore check to do before we came down here. Just quietly.
Yeah, it's definitely a very appropriate question when you hear that echoing through there. You're like, wait a minute, who the hell was it?
Who is this?
Yeah.
Well, Haroun, what do you think? Shall we press on?
To hell with that. Do you hear that? That's clearly sorcery.
Perhaps, or... Well, yes, it definitely seems like it, doesn't it?
Can't even spin that.
Yes.
Could this be a choir? No.
And I'm not honestly confident that the dagger will do anything against a sorcerer.
Let us take a look. Let us take a closer look.
But his arms has a death wish.
Well, carry
And-
on, Haroun.
You, and behind Atir and Kagan, you hear this massive crash behind you.
What the hell was that?
That is, not
Check that noise.
Kagan, what do you think?
Definitely spinning with bow drawn back.
Yeah.
Not gonna try to lock eyes with anything, but if I see movement, don't know what the hell it is.
Rollo kind of like looks this way. He's like, "There's been a cave-in behind us."
You have got to be kidding me.
well then. Perhaps there is another way out. If not, well, there is nothing for it.
Definitely investigate. It's definitely a cave-in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Digging for a bit, cussing in my native tongue, and ultimately just go, turn around and go, "It's no use. The way behind us, the way through is sealed."
Fantastic. Yes, 3 gold for a ruby to be trapped in a goddamn cave underground. Suppose we've got no choice to push on now.
Indeed,
Well-
makes the choice much easier on us, doesn't it?
We better continue forward then. Maybe there is another way out this way.
Forrest just looks at Kagan, just annoyed, frustrated.
Yeah, does there seem to be any specific direction from the chanting, or?
Observation.
Alrighty.
You think it's coming from south of you, if you want to go by that, so this way.
Okay, yeah. He presses onward.
Well, you first.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
I feel
right
like
behind you, friend.
I I see what kind of man Melech is now.
Yeah, I'm up here in the lead.
Yeah. Hey, we should all go do this. Hey, Haroun,
Yeah,
go
hold on.
first.
Hold on.
Yep.
So you
He's
get
stopping
there,
at
and the
back corner.
chanting is just getting very, very, very.
Did Ajax just teleport off screen?
Did he? I get it.
What
I don't know.
happened?
I don't know where he went. Hold
Oh
on.
no.
I'll bring him back.
He ran.
Ajax is missing. He was right next to me.
Yeah, it's the chanting is getting very loud as you get to this corner.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so Haroun kind of notices this, and he's gonna throw the torch into this room.
Okay.
Oh my
We
God.
can do that. 1 second.
Haroun, I imagine Haroun would have one of his own torches just in case, but
Yeah.
in case he needs to make another. But yeah, he throws one in to get the look.
You don't see anything yet.
Just curious.
I don't think we have any other choice but to go ahead and
Yeah.
make our way further in.
He kind of moved up. Oh, yep.
As you walk in,
I
you
mean,
see these
I'm glad I
two.
threw the torch because he is like ready for a fight. So
Yeah, you guys are riffing already. There's these two women, maybe? Looking very strange there, obviously, and they're just like chanting, but their voices are a lot louder than you might expect. And at the periphery of your vision, you see something sitting straight ahead.
yeah, this is the bad end. Yeah.
They don't appear to notice you or care to notice you. You're not sure. Rolo's like, what's going on?
Just be quiet and stay back there.
With pleasure.
There is much treasure and gold down here. Rolo, you must come see this.
That is not working. He's like, yeah, right.
Yeah, Haroun
What's
is
up
observing
there?
these ladies. Do they seem like what kind of state are they in? Just kind
They're prostrate, kneeling, facing away from you, and they they rise up, they kneel, they chant all the while in this strange.
That was one of those fuck this shit I'm out moments. Yeah. Just go on.
Man.
Yeah, Varys peeks around the corner where they're looking and comes back, just pale with sweat coming down his face.
Yeah, Haroun kind of steps back a ways. Oh, well, before he does
Something
that,
begins to.
yeah.
It's this very tall creature. It looks like a mummy, dressed in this ornate golden armor. And he has a scepter in his hand, and he points towards the light. My slumber is broken. And yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on,
Melech,
yeah.
you see Haroun kind of pale a bit. Melech, prepare to bottleneck him. Not let him pass easily.
Here, I say we back up right here.
Alright. You guys are where you are, so, alright, first things first.
Mummy gonna pick you up with one hand and throw you.
Yeah. I automatically add 6 doom to the pool.
Yep.
Everybody, I'm going to say Haroun and Melech at this point, are going to roll fear. It's discipline roll, difficulty 2.
Alrighty. Do we have a... Oh, wait, I forget. I have a button. I'm going to spend a momentum on mine.
Okay.
We have 2 momentum, right?
You have 4 now.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
4
then I'm
now.
going to spend one on mine as well.
Okay.
Where do we find that?
Oh,
Your status.
my gosh.
Click on status.
Oh, status.
I have shit discipline. I can't believe that.
So you
Rolled really
passed and you get a
wait, no, I
momentum.
have 9. Oh. I thought I had worse.
Well, I mean,
That's awesome.
yeah, there's my status, but how do I roll fear?
Oh, you're rolling
it's just
discipline. Discipline.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. So Haroun has oddly steeled himself against this, I guess. He's killed a lot of shit. Not
Oh wow! Look at you guys. Look at you guys.
Man, yeah.
And you
I
generated
guess
momentum.
we are the two that had the balls to walk up.
Yeah. So you guys are not scared.
I can't wait to see everybody else.
I am going to spin Doom to go first.
All
Are you
right.
back outside?
Alright. Bring something up real quick.
So that added another 2 to our...
Yep, I added them. I did. Okay. Bear with me, guys.
Haroun,
One.
I would suggest you move to my side. Or actually,
Would you really be talking that calmly?
No shit. I mean, I
yeah, he passed his fear test.
Rather than just state of shock, just all right, this is life
Passing
now.
fear doesn't mean you're not afraid.
Oh, yeah, he's afraid, but it's like
Just because you don't shit your pants don't mean your knees ain't knocking. Otherwise,
Haroun, stand beside me.
be more like Haroun.
yeah.
Alright, so I generated 1 momentum there. I'm going to spin that momentum. Alright, 1 second. You notice there are bones in the chamber,
Yeah.
and they begin to rise. And then I'm going to spin another momentum,
Can you guys
and
see
more.
what we see, or?
No.
More bones
Dude,
begin to
This
rise.
is great. Oh my gosh.
And it's your turns.
I'm tempted not to even go around the corner. Paris is an old man. He's not stupid.
Yeah, Haroun is all up, motioning Melech, kind of almost shoving him backwards a bit to fall back. We need to get to a better point to defend. And
There is no better point to defend. We are in a narrow hallway. The best thing we can do is to get into the open area so we have room to fight. I will take on those skeletons if you can take out the witches.
yeah, do those two seem to be doing anything?
No, they're still bowing, and they seem
I am-
actually they are a little difficult, like this fever pitch, right, as they're chanting now.
It is their magic raising these skeletons. I am sure of it. If you were to even kill one of them, their power would be so much weakened. It would give us a chance.
Very well. Yeah, Haroun is super skeptical of the entire situation, but sees no other option, so... Alright, yeah. If Melech's gonna charge in.
Melech kind of whisper yells under his breath, Valis! Gigan! We're going to need your help.
What have you fools stumbled into?
And Melech holds his shields up and his sword, and he rushes into that group of skeletons right there.
Okay. That's a move. You can attack. Which one would you like to attack? They're not squatted currently.
The one on his left right there is fine.
Okay, that's fine.
Smush him. You can do it, buddy.
Die, you undead beast. I'm going to use one of our
Momentum.
momentums.
Oh, there you go.
Got a momentum back. 6 damage. How does this thing crumple at the end of your...
When he
attack?
rushes in, he kind of uses his shield to somewhat push it back, and as it's, kind of tumbling back a little bit, he brings the sword down, his broadsword down, swiftly on its right leg, and its right leg just kind of shatters, and there's dust that goes everywhere as he falls to the ground and falls to pieces.
Okay. Haroun.
Putting some shit on me. Alright, Haroun is going to similarly dip around over to here, like so.
Mm-hmm.
And he is gonna kind of... is she kind of pretty much just down, like,
Yeah,
open
she's
for him to do whatever?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So is it something to where I could basically, like, slit her throat or
Yep,
anything?
you could coup de grace her, no problem.
Yeah. He'll do that then.
How does that look? You kill her?
Yeah. So he takes a dagger, kind of pulls her head forward a bit and kind of takes it down into the side of the neck very heavily and actually pushes back towards the spine before dragging it back the other way. It's a double-edged dagger.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she falls to the ground in a bloody heap, but the skeletons still are up. Varus and Ajax. And I'm going to say Atir is a part of your squad.
And roll
That's
is
right.
No, that guy's not doing anything for us.
You guys better get your asses in here.
I do kind of like the idea that he is just some jackass.
He can't
And that's
run
very
far.
how he is.
Varus looks at Ajax and Atir. Well, if we don't help them, they're definitely dead. Okay.
You guys can hear the fighting going on around the corner.
Alright, no matter what, we try to face it with courage. Follow me. Oh. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, there's that pause for a moment as we do our requisite resolve checks here for seeing this. I'm sure.
So I need to...
Discipline.
Yep, discipline. You can use momentum if you want. It's a
Wow.
DC 2. So...
Let's see. We've got momentum. Yeah, I'll spend a momentum on mine.
I'll take
Yeah,
the doom.
That makes sense.
I was gonna say,
But-
yeah, you're there. You feel very damp all of a sudden, but you're there.
So you feel very, very, very fearful all of a sudden, and you will take some resolve damage.
3.
3 resolve damage.
Oh, that's fine.
Crazy, mate.
I got loads of it.
So you're down to 7.
7, yeah.
Put it in your blue bubble there. Okay. Kagan. Or actually, you moved. You can still keep going.
Can we actually get into the room?
Yeah, you can get into the room and attack. You're in. Yeah.
Skeletons are
Yeah,
glitch.
Yeah, so hesitantly, obviously, pulling up around the corner, it's like, oh gods,
Yeah, Haroun
this
was
is what I
kind
had worst feared.
Yeah, Haroun kind
On
of
me.
killed a woman, basically.
Yeah, we're just gonna try to. You said kill the woman?
Yeah.
Oh, this is distasteful, but I suppose it must be done.
You feel funny if they were keeping something bigger asleep.
Whoa, we're about to find out.
I just had a session like that a few weeks ago in another game. Oh my
So is
God.
this?
Well, the thing
You
is,
can auto kill it.
hell, the
Oh, yeah,
light
auto
said,
killing, oh,
yeah, the light said my sleep has been disturbed.
yeah, just walk up and as she's kneeling down, just give her the headsman's piece. Just head off. Oh, that was distasteful. Just wiping sweat off his forehead because he's freaking the hell out. This has probably only happened once in his life before, many years ago.
Chanting stops, but the skeletons are still there, hissing. Kagan.
Hearing his companions' cries and mutter come their fear, Kagan rounds the corner with his bow drawn, kicking Rolo in the ass, come along with him. He's half expecting to see Soundgarden singing Spoon Man from all the noises he heard, rattling of bones and all that stuff. But I go around the corner if I need to do my discipline or whatever.
Yep, fear, discipline. You can use a momentum if you want.
Yeah, I'll drop one. I'm afraid.
You are afraid, so here we go. Oh!
Afraid, but
No resolve damage.
That's good.
Everybody should fill in. Actually, everybody, before you go on, fill in your blue bubble with your current resolve.
Oh yeah. Let me see. What is my resolve? Oh.
If you click status, it'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, well,
And while you're at it, you're red with vigor. Rolo. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just thought it was funny when I whispered ghost. You said somebody whispered me. I was like, oh, you must have that sheet access. And so you got what? Yeah.
Rolo, hearing what's happening, he runs the other way.
Well, everyone in
guess
this
who's
fucking
dead
game
when this
runs.
is over?
What's that? What?
I don't know, there was like 3 people walking on who.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Ian, what were you saying? Because you're the one closest to him.
I wasn't saying. I was about to comment the dogs, but it's all big. It's all good. He said everybody in this game runs. I don't even honestly remember what I was going to say.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. I wanted to run.
Alright. So the skeleton squad.
I didn't actually act.
No, you're right. You're right. Go ahead. You're correct. You did. Go ahead.
Shooting at the skeletons to me just seems mechanically kind of, logistically sounds kind of stupid.
Get the big boy.
Seeing the dead engaged in that, I'm assuming over the heads at the guy, because if anyone's able to shoot, I'll probably want to do it. So.
Yeah, go ahead. He's 2 range bands away, and
Reduced by 1 for marksman. Or not marksman, but shoot for the horizon.
Yep.
So that's what, a difficulty 2?
Well, you reduced it by it's should be 2.
Yeah, 2, and I will use my gain the marksman to gain the 1 momentum for the attack. And so I'm looking at a difficulty 2. I will, if we have it, I'll spend another momentum.
Do it.
You do.
Draw back and just lunge for the sheen of the golden armor.
Oh, complication.
Alright. Complication.
That's 3 successes.
Take Doom. It is 3 successes. What would you like to do with your extra momentum?
I will use my, the hell is it called? Accurate to re-roll the 1 damage die that
Yep,
failed.
go ahead and do that first, yeah. So that's 8 damage. He has 4 soak.
Yeesh.
I'm pumping the one freebie from Marksman to bring it up to 9.
Yeah.
How much momentum's left?
I think only 3, yeah? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably not worth pumping it just yet. I don't think it'll get over 10 after soak.
12 would be 8. As it is 9 would be 5, and it has to be 5 or more for a wound in theory.
Yeah, so you should hopefully get 1 wound, looks like. But, yeah.
Yeah, in theory, yeah. I'll just add the 1 off of the Marksman onto it and keep the rest of the mental bank. So it'd be 9 minus 4 soak, 5 damage.
Yep.
If it even wounds them.
Yeah, mummies and wounds.
It does. It just hit, it like clunks right into his neck and sticks there, but the creature's still in the background. Just
Not
standing
far
there. Alright, my turn for the skeletons.
Did what's his face go?
Yep.
The guy who came with us?
Oh, Rolo,
he's-
he's a
No.
squad member of
Yeah, he's
Ghost.
squatted with Varge.
Ader's squatted with us.
Unless you want him to fight on his own, that's up to you
Oh,
guys.
he can squad with me. I don't know if he gives me a bonus or anything, but
Yeah, he'll give you a normal squad bonus.
sweet.
Good stuff.
So they squad up and move to Melech to attack.
Melech being the first one in the door, killing one of them. They turn around to attack him. He raises his shield.
Now they have reach 3, so you're already at 1 disadvantage on reach.
I would probably take it.
Yeah, I mean, depends on if he just wants to pump up his.
Oh, he's going to.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna parry it.
Okay. So you need 4 successes to parry.
Yep, I'm gonna use 2 momentum.
I think you need 3 to use
You
2
need
dice.
3 to get, you need 3 to get 2 dice.
Yeah, it increases in the cost of dice. So you need to spend 3 to get 2 more dice.
Okay.
Not in Conan, guys. That's only a Star Trek.
Oh, it is really. Oh,
Yep.
there you go. All right, good to know. So yeah, 2 more.
And you do parry
did
it.
Oh my god.
He generated
So all
It's
these
6, but I think it caps at 5.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So you roll 4. Well, 4 was the meat, so you actually generated 2 momentum.
Yeah.
So I generated 2 momentum. So the 2 momentum I took out, I put back in.
Yep. So so these 3 stab their spears at you, but you're able to parry them. So how does that look?
So as they come in, like I said, they kind of group up and they come towards him. As they start reaching out with their spears, he kind of just bashes one away, and then he sidesteps another. And as he sidesteps another, a third one comes at him, and he returns with that and bashes it away as well with his shield.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna spin Doom to go. And I'm gonna spend a Doom for an extra die. Actually, I'm gonna spend 2 Doom for an extra die.
Oh
Oh my! Oh, that's a lot of momentum for a sorcery.
Panic.
But I also had to yeah, hold on one second. Yeah, I also had to. He has difficulty, so this would be difficulty 1 higher because he has a wound. So he got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love sorcery. Sorcery's so good. If
You're
Haroun
not about
dies,
to.
that's what I'm doing.
You're not about to love sorcery.
That's good. I'm just curious what he's gonna cast. There's a few fun ones for this situation, including one that would basically bring the entire place down on top of us.
2, so it's difficulty 3, so I got 5, so I can raid 2 Doom. Okay, that's what I was saying. Now I'm going to spend some Doom. I'm going to spend 3 Doom on Kagan. So I am doing blood-soaked wounds on Kagan, which compels him to attack his friends for 1 round. So you will need to roll a...
Oh, that one does require a lot of momentum, doesn't it? Wow, no wonder you spent so much.
Let's see.
Holy shit.
I think you... Yeah, discipline test, difficulty 2.
You gotta spend as much as you need.
Now, one thing, it's against my roll though. So my roll was a 4. So you start out at the difficulty 2, and I rolled
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, difficulty caps at 5, so he has to get 5 here. Or, well, actually, no, because it's a contest, yeah.
Yeah, it's a struggle.
Yeah, struggle. Yeah, so.
How much momentum we got?
You have
3.
3.
Yeah.
3 would give me 3 dice.
3 would give
yeah,
you
5.
3 3 additional dice.
Yeah, definitely. And hope for the best.
Well,
Oh.
damn.
So
So
close.
Kagan, something comes over you where you see your friends in front of you, but their faces turn to the company of the Hawk. And you're filled with a blood rage to kill them.
God damn it, Kagan.
I know who I'm gonna shoot now.
Huh.
I'm gonna go ahead. You go ahead.
Varus will go first. So Varus would, after striking the woman down, send the skeletons moving towards Melech. Melech, Haroun, push for the golden fool in his armor. We'll tie up these things, and then rally them all to follow with me, and we're gonna attack the squad.
Okay. You're starting at a difficulty 2 because they have spears.
That's fine.
Reach.
That's fine.
Oh wow. So difficulty 2, you rolled 5. You generated 3 momentum.
Skull Crusher.
I think I'm gonna. So we've got 3 momentum. I'll pump. If 1, 2 would kill 1, then I would do that. But I don't know.
They have 2. I'm pretty sure they have. I don't mind telling you guys. Where's my soak? They have 2 soak, so yeah.
I'll pump it all to kill 1 then.
So, so you would need to kill. Yep. So -3 momentum, and you shatter 1 with the help of Ajax and Itir.
Nice.
Yeah, we just swarm in and shield bash and follow up shield bash from myself. Pushes him back, and I split his head with my sword.
Okay. I'm going to spend Doom to go. My skeletons attack Melech.
Oof. Oof.
I'm gonna spend 1 doom for an extra die. One success. You would have to roll 2 to parry.
I think it's
Okay.
worth the attempt.
Yep. And so I'm going to go ahead and try and parry. So they come in with their spears, and he tries to back.
Nice.
Right, you generate 1 momentum.
And he does.
Nice, that 4 success, man. Holy hell.
There's 2. Oh, there's 2 of them. Okay, so you generate 2 momentum. Okay. You are up, Melech.
So Melech will go ahead and he will bring his broadsword after he, clink clink. He pushes there. He waits till they're off balance a bit.
Okay. That is a miss.
Yeah, they have spears.
Yep, they've reached 3.
Oh, jeez. Alright, then.
So you're not able to get within their spear range to get at them, Haroun.
Yeah, so Haroun kind of making sure to stay well out of the way, kind of circles around like that to avoid the spears.
Yeah.
And he's gonna basically try and I'm gonna do observation on the guy for an exploit to get a good gauge on where there's an opening in his armor or what.
Is that a free action?
No, it's gonna take his action. 'cause
Okay,
it's moving
okay.
and- yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'll do the observation. Observation.
yourself at risk over there.
I keep forgetting it. Is it observation or insight? I think it's insight.
For exploit, let me look.
You
Down
can check
there.
it. You should be able to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's right down
Your
here. It should be
combat
in
talents
here.
or whatever.
Yeah, if you click your talents, it should say specifically.
Oh yeah.
You click on combat talents.
We have 5 momentum.
Oh
by
no,
the way.
no, that's
Oh, no,
a
yeah.
exploit talent is just a action. So
Oh, it is.
yeah, exploit is
I mean, technically, you can use anything basically with.
observe. It says observing, so
It
observation.
is. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's do. Do we have any? Nah, yeah. Alright, yeah, so he gets 2 out of the 1, so that's 1 momentum there. How much do we have?
You are now at
Cool.
6.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then in that case, actually, he's gonna spend 2 for another action.
Okay.
At increased difficulty, and he's going to kind of go in with his dagger, kind of up under the armor, I presume. Alright, so let's do that. And then that leaves me with 4. I'll use 2 of it on the attack. What's his reach?
His reach is just 1.
So I'm
Also, actually, I was wrong. Harms do not increase his difficulty, but okay, that's fine.
Okay. Alright, so 2 added. So there we go, that's 4. And then I will use the last 2 to max it up. So it would be 3, which I imagine is going to see a doom spend.
Let's see.
Because I know you can use doom to give them a fortune point, basically, and
I'm going to use. I'm going to break his armor on his right leg. That's what I'm going to do.
nice.
How many harms was that? 2.
3.
So okay. So
Well,
you hit.
then soak, because yeah, it'd
You
be
hit
12.
for 12 minus 4, so that's
Yep.
1.
So it'd be the 8, and then the 1, and then the intense. But it is also piercing 2, actually, because of the.
Okay,
crap.
so 2, so 10, 2 and
Yeah.
10, so that's 3. So I'm gonna
So
break
we're-
his armor on his right leg.
Alright, yeah.
The question is, do you know if that gets rid of all the harms or just one?
Yeah, I was just gonna check that actually.
Oh, I don't think you take any damage, do you? If you decide to break your armor, it
Usually
I think
does
all the
not.
Arms.
I think it gets rid of all. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it stops all of them.
Yeah, this guy's a nemesis,
yeah.
obviously. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, if nothing else, they still have the thing where they can pull fortune points and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so Haroun stabs it and it like cuts away its armor. I will go next. Obviously, I will use. Oh, actually, it's Kagan's turn.
Yeah, Kagan gets to shoot someone.
Yeah, it says I have to savagely attack, or I just have to attack one of my
You just
own?
have to attack one of your people.
Okay. Be like one of those, I'm gonna burn the entire party pool of...
If only I hadn't just done it.
Yeah, why the hell did Rolo have to run away? That'd be a really easy fucking choice, man.
Check down the hallway and see if he's still running.
Shit, my bow's going this way. Been doing that since we met him. Yeah, definitely.
Well, there's a cave-in, so he can't have gotten far.
He's got to attack somebody he sees.
Yeah, when he casts a spell and y'all are engaged in combat, Kagan, I don't know how many of y'all speak Harkonian, but he'll cuss out in his native tongue. He'll be going, you damn sons of the Hawk. He says, you foul creatures, how in the hells did you make your way down here? He says, I will have revenge for my sister. Here we'll pop a shot. It will be fair, alphabetical, because Varus is grouped.
Yeah, he's
together.
squatted. Yeah, so you
Yeah,
can either
so-
shoot the squad or.
That'd be 1 dice 3 HMV. And I'm shooting her.
And yeah.
That's 2 away. The difficulty
Minus
3.
one.
minus
Difficulty.
1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
difficulty 2.
I don't know how you want to play it if you don't. You don't mind me not spending fucking.
Yeah, no, you don't need to spin it.
Okay.
This will be when you rolled up a 1.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
our momentum is down to 0 anyway.
Oh yeah.
Because I use basically
If he's
everything.
not, if I will go ahead and do the momentum for marksman though, because that's just the way he shoots. He'll take a deep
Yeah.
breath to center himself.
That's 3.
We generated 2 momentum at least.
To the head, yeah. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and
dodge it.
I'll give that shield a go. Let's see how well. No, yeah.
Alright, so it hits you.
You get the shield soak at least.
Oh yeah, the shield soak. How much is that? That's 2, isn't it? Yeah.
So he hit for 3, generated 2 momentum, yeah. So damage 5 to the head.
I drop it down 1 though from the shield
yeah.
soak, luckily.
So there you go.
Oof.
So
4.
you're at 6 damage, but no harm.
6 damage?
4.
Well, you're down to 6. Sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, down to 6. So you're hit by this arrow from behind you randomly, and at that time, Kagan kind of like breaks out of it. And I will use 2 Doom to go first. This creature looks at Haroun and stares deep into his soul.
Oh my.
Oh man.
Ghost Rider pen stare.
So this is complication. I'll give you guys a momentum.
Coolio.
But you take I don't think Deathless Stare, let me look it real quick, but I'm pretty sure Deathless Stare you're taking 6 composure damage.
Yep. Now, luckily, I have Assassin, so I get 2 combat dives, so 4 mental.
Okay.
So I'll roll those 2. Oof. It's 2, so it's 4 mental.
Yep.
Luckily, I'm not going insane, which is really good. Yeah. Just managed to keep it under. Holy crap. Oh, yeah, that would have been intense as well. Oh, my gosh, that would have been a bad time. Ooh, thank goodness for Assassin. Eesh. Yeah, but he is still visibly shaken by this.
Yeah, he's like staring into your eyes. His eyes are glowing red. Good.
And Melech sees the look of horror on his face.
Yeah. It's like a big mix of anger, fear, panic, and all the other good stuff. He's cursing, and it's not in his usual accent.
Okay, guys, you're up.
I'll try to go first and...
Yep.
Damn it, Melech Haroun needs help. Leave the small fry to us. I'll get in there and... Just let me bang, bro. Let me see if... I'll spend a momentum for 5 dice.
Okay.
Oof, yeah.
4 damage, that generates 2 momentum.
Okay, so we would have 4 in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
I could spend it all and kill one, but it seems like an awful waste. Yeah, I'll leave momentum for other people. I'm set. Oh, they're gonna soak though. Shit. I mean, it might just be worth it.
It might.
Yeah, I'll just spend it all and kill one. God, it seems...
Yeah, because then the sooner that everybody else can get on the big dude as well. Because it takes me either a lot of momentum or a couple of turns to wind up for that damage that I did. Well, that I didn't do. But
So
you get the idea.
yeah, no, I got you. So we again bowl through, and I'll knock one into Ader and let him kill this one. However he does, whatever he's got in his hand, club.
Yeah, he's got that knife, and he just like hacks at it over and over and over again, and chops its head off eventually after hacking at it like 3 times as he's like screaming in a panic.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah, this guy is turning out pretty good.
All right, Melech or Haroun or Kagan, whoever wants to go next.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are on those skellies if you want to see if you can take care of the last one.
Kagan would actually...
A move that lets you back away without taking an opportunity attack, right?
Yeah.
Say that again?
So.
There's a move
it's
that
an action,
lets
though.
you back out of...
Yeah, it's an action.
Oh, yeah,
It's,
Kagan could take a shot at the thing and see if he kills it first.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I was about to say, Kagan, upon seeing he hit a target, his eyes, as the spell fades, his eyes would blink with disbelief as he realizes that he just struck one of his companion.
Yeah, there's like a big gash along the back side of his head. Yeah.
He'd lighten the grip upon his bow almost to the point of dropping it and catch it in his fingers, and he'll furrow his brow and frown at the creature, and he'll actually shift forward as he knocks another arrow. He'll use a minor to move forward. Stepping over the dead witch's body, he'll bring his arrow to bear upon it.
Okay.
No momentum, correct? No momentum.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So it's 1 away. So difficulty 2 down to 1. Yeah. And he can't use his minor for marksman. And that's just straight up.
Hit it.
And I can't add anything to it, so it's 5 to the head.
Yeah. So he takes 1 damage. It just kind of like bangs off his helmet. Melech? Or
Okay,
Haroun?
and we
Yeah, withdraw will get you out of there, or you can attack it. Doc, I can't hear you. Doc? Hello?
Not hearing anything from him.
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, there you are.
I can now.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Left.
No momentum's left. Not really.
There was like a couple sparks of a voice there for a second,
Yeah.
but now it's... I could hear you typing just then, but now it's
Yeah.
weird. Maybe disconnect, reconnect? That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, try to...
That usually does it.
There he goes. Haroun, what are you thinking about doing? Because I think he's going to attack or withdraw, so it's not going to...
Yeah, so Haroun is gonna, he's gonna observe him again. He's gonna... The leg is open, so he's kind of looking for that opening in somewhere else to where if he can either hurt it or open up another piece of it to everybody else.
Okay.
So I'll do that action.
Observation.
Yep. There we go. Got it. So he's
Alright.
he's basically readied up. He's kind of wary after that last
Yeah.
death stare and everything as well. So he's kind of just back a ways.
Yep, okay, Doc, you're up. Go ahead. Doc? Heard you for 2 seconds.
Oh,
Doc?
it's lighting up. Not actually getting any voice though, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Wonder.
Just attacking it. Okay, fair enough. You there, Doc? Generated 2 momentum. Doc.
Yeah, so I generated 2
Yep.
momentum
Yep. 3 damage.
on the left arm. I'm going to use 1 to re-roll the missed dice.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Sweet.
So that's 3.
Yep.
Actually, you generated 2
Looks like
generator.
There are 4, there are 4 dice that
Yeah.
you missed
Oh.
though.
4 dice. Okay, where is that?
Extra damage die.
yeah, if you highlight damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
I'm gonna do 4.
Yeah, you actually only generated 1 because, Yeah,
He
because it's a
generated
2.
Sure.
yeah, it's 2.
Yeah,
So
'cause
3, so 6 damage. Yeah.
6 damage on the left arm,
Mm-hmm.
and what's their soak?
You have 2. You have no momentum left.
3, 5, 6. Oh, we have no momentum left, so there's nothing I can do then.
Mm-mm.
All right, so that's it.
Yep. So he takes. What was that? You said so 4 on him. Is that enough?
Yeah.
It staggers but doesn't fall.
Oh God.
Hold on 1 second.
Make sure that's updated.
How many did he spend to reroll?
1.
1.
Yeah,
So-
maybe 1 momentum left if you want to put it in the damage.
Well, he only generated 2 because their DC is 2 because of spear.
Yeah, he spent 1 to reroll, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
and he.
If I generated 2, spent 1, there should be 1 left.
Let me see. Make sure here.
We
So
generated
2. You generate 1 because so you had 3 successes.
Yeah. You needed
Versus
2, so
2.
you got 1.
Generated 1. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think there was any in the pool before that.
No, there was definitely not.
Okay.
Okay.
Didn't he generate 4 successes because 1 was under his
Yeah.
focus?
So success is 2 plus 1. That's 3 versus 2 because they have a reach of 3 and he has a reach of 2. Therefore, he has to hit on his baseline is a 2 instead of a 1.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I thought you generated double if you hit your focus, though.
He did.
He
Just
just
for
hit
that
it on
one
one die. Yeah, he just hit it on 1 die, not both dies. If you hover over the 2, he has a 1 and a 10.
Okay, the 10 failed. My bad. Okay, never mind.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're good. It's all
All
good.
good. Okay, I'm gonna spin the Doom to go first. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna do this.
Delete.
That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna roll it. Alright, I generated a Doom. And how much Doom do I have?
I think it's 8 if you generated 1 just then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Click on status. I have 7. So yep, I know what I'm doing.
Oh yes.
Have a blast.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta kill the skeleton.
But behind Haroun pops up 4 skeletons.
These ones look pretty tough too. Mm-hmm. Oh
And
my.
I'm gonna spend 2 Doom to have 2 of them squad and attack Haroun immediately.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna spend 3 to actually have 3 of them. Gonna roll. There we go.
Ooh.
Oh!
Oh man! Oh! Phew.
Complication,
Oh
you
my
get a
gosh.
momentum.
Yeah, please. Oh, that was close. Oh my gosh, that was worrying, but holy shit.
They have swords. Yeah.
They do. Mm-hmm. Which I mean,
Alright,
it's
guys,
not
you're up.
good,
Can you get the skeleton off me?
but yeah.
I don't know, Melech, can I? Let me try. I'm just gonna try to do it without momentum because I feel like there are more worthwhile momentum spends coming this round.
Yes.
That's a hit. 1,
Oh, well, I guess I'll spend the one that I generated to get him out of here.
that will kill him. Well, he's only got 1 hit point left.
Yeah, he's only
Oh,
got
well, then I
one
won't.
so yeah.
Yep.
With that newfound
Okay.
information, I will not.
Yep. So you're able to strike that one down.
Oh, we can move too, can't we? Or
Yeah, you could move now.
Oh, we're...
You can move.
Press forward! Take down the golden armored one!
What?
I'll move back just so you can get in here.
Boop, boop, boop.
All right.
Get him. Oh my.
So that was their move and their action.
Yep.
So Melech, seeing Varys run in against this undead king sees Haroun's back is getting swarmed, so he heads over there and he attacks the group that attacked him.
Okay.
Get him.
I will use one of the die.
Complication, I'll take that as doom. 4 damage. Generated 1 momentum.
I'm not gonna use that momentum.
Okay. So you strike one of them and it kind of like shambles to the side. Haroun and Kagan.
Yeah. You want to take a shot? Yeah.
I don't say we don't have enough momentum to really get fancy, so Kagan will shift around upon the field. And,
Yeah, if we have to, I'll be able to trigger my thing anyway.
yeah, he'll use his minor action to marksman, and he will pop a shot. See what happens.
Oh, there you go.
Generated 2 momentum. 3 momentum with your accurate, right?
Yeah.
So you're at 5 momentum.
And he broke the armor on that right arm already.
I'm gonna.
that's right.
I'm
Right
rerolling.
leg.
I'm rerolling 2 of the damage dice with my accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Nice.
baby. There you go.
7 damage.
7 and 5 momentum total.
He has Force Soak, so if you pop it up a couple, it should hurt him.
Bring it up to 9. Yeah, pump 2 momentum into it.
Oh, I know what's gonna happen.
Spend a momentum.
Yeah,
2 momentum.
spinning 2 to bring it up to 9 total.
Okay. I will break my armor.
Yep, I knew that was gonna happen.
It's good. That's really good. We need him.
So there's 4 momentum left.
Well, I would do it after you. You can't spend any more damage.
I know that. I know that.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah. I think there's 3. I believe you spent 2 to pump it up, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you're at
And
3.
you need 2 for a
I
swift
just
action.
need 2 to trigger. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 2 for.
Yeah,
swift
first.
action.
Yeah, if you want to shoot again.
It does increase difficulty by 1, but yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
be difficulty 2. Yeah. Cool. If we had more in a pool to play with, yeah, but
Alright. Yeah, then in that case, yeah, Haroun, he's kind of shouting, quite abnormally, "I'm going to fucking gut you, you undead swine!" And, just fucking dives in with that dagger again. So I'll use 1 from the pool to pop it up to 3 dice for the attack. And then I'll use the last 2 to pump it up to 12 with the unforgiving and everything intense. So it'd be the 12 again with the 2 piercing for 3 wounds.
How's it? You did 4 damage.
Yeah, I'm using the last 2 momentum to max
Okay.
it with because I spent the last turn waiting back and
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Left arm. Broken armor. Yeah, you're like chipping away at this thing's huge armor and right. So the question is, if I use a doom, do I get to move the squad in unison with the doom or not? That is the question.
I mean, because they count as one thing when they're a squad.
They do. No, it says. Well, no, that's minions, not squads. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. All right. First thing I'm gonna do, spend a doom and cast a spell. I'll be casting a spell on Haroun.
Cool.
Giving me some problems here.
Oh yeah, he's a scary motherfucker. He really is. It's
Actually,
yeah.
I might not do that because I don't have any doom left.
Ooh,
I'm gonna do
War of Attrition. I honestly can't believe we've actually just under enough to not get wounds yet on any of us. I've been so lucky myself. Like, holy crap.
Deathless Stare on Haroun.
Alrighty. Oof. Alright, I need to
Generate
not
one
roll
doom.
0 on my
Oh, we'll see. Actually, yeah.
Shit, yeah. So that's 2 mental, as well as the 5, which pops him to 0.
It's intense.
So that's 3
too.
mental. Yeah, because that's 5. It takes him to exactly 0. And holy crap. Yeah, he like has this mental break and starts screaming.
And I generated a doom, and I'll use that doom to have my minions go and attack Melech.
Holy shit.
Oof.
The good news is, you probably don't care.
Unless he rerolls the damage.
Yeah?
Oh, but I think that might have been, was that the last dude?
That was his last doom. That was his last doom.
You probably generated Doom.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
good point. Yeah, good
I've
point.
generated 3.
Shit.
oh, that's right. He generated 3. I'll attempt a parry.
Might as well.
You
No
can do
reason
it.
not to. Unless you give me doom. That'd be the only reason.
Don't, yeah.
Do we have any?
Don't
I'm
think so.
free. Let me see.
Momentum, you have 2.
Oh, do we have to?
I'll use
No, we-
1.
I'll use one, yeah, I'd use one.
That is actually 4.
1, 2, yep, 3,
Dude.
4.
He's a butt house.
Crazy ass parry, Melech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they all
That's what
come
he's
at him
doing.
with their swords, and he just kind of swings his shield wide and just clank, 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 knocks them all away.
But y'all two are like southpaws, and y'all don't even fight with weapons. Y'all just fight with shields.
Uh, the art of
All right.
not getting my ass whooped, yeah.
You guys are up.
And not getting your ass whooped, but getting mind boggled.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Melech's gonna go ahead and take a swing at the group.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luckily,
2 generates 1 momentum.
But their reach is
No, their reach is 2.
Oh.
You're
Yeah,
good
you guys are
on that.
matched, so you're fine.
okay.
They have swords. So 7 damage. That would kill one of them, unless you want to bump.
Nope. I'll just go ahead and kill one of them.
So that does 5 to that guy, and that bleeds over. So. Okay.
And
So-
Varys, don't
yep.
forget, you have a sword, right? You're using against that guy. His reach is 1, so you outreach him by 1.
I don't think it would change it to no. I still think I had to roll to hit him.
bonus die though if you exceed their reach. Don't you?
Oh yeah, fair enough. I would think.
Yep.
I don't know.
I can't remember. It's been a while. Since I actually.
Actually, unarmed is. I'm gonna
Or-
roll this real quick because I'm not sure what it is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I
There's
think
some
I'm-
weirdness there.
That's
Now
I'm just
Ghost
gonna
is.
reconnect.
I think it's everybody. Say something, Ghost. Yeah, you're warbled. Say something. Okay, who's here?
I'm
Oh,
here.
there we go. Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Okay,
Yep, I
yeah.
can hear. I can,
Okay, yeah,
I can hear Doc.
thing
I
went
think
back.
it's
Oh,
Ghost
sorry.
that's having issues right now.
Can you guys hear me?
Nope. Yep, you're good now.
There we go. Okay. So
I believe unarmed is actually 2. Let me see. Hold on. If anybody had fist, I could tell you. Okay, I'm just rolling this to see what the range is.
Unarmed.
Nope, you're right.
Okay,
It's 1.
minus.
It's 1. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I'd roll 5 dice at this dude.
No,
Oh.
no, it's not. That's not how it works. It's basically it's for generating momentum. At this point,
Oh.
you have basically you need. Just roll. It's fine.
I'm probably not gonna use momentum on this because I'm already
Yeah, it
rolling
increases
4.
their difficulty.
Oh, it doesn't.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Okay, so I'm not gonna roll with any momentum because I've got 4 dice already. So.
Oh, it's if you break guard that you get a bonus based on how much lower your level is.
Too bad it rolled like shit for damage.
Dude, you got 5.
5.
You rolled, oh my god.
Is his arm broken as far as the armor?
That one is
Left
broken.
on right
It
hand,
is,
left
isn't
arm.
it?
Oh, baby.
Yeah, because we've
Okay.
broken both arms
So you
and a right leg.
So you generated 4.
Let's pump 3 in.
6.
And I'll pump 3
He's got
into.
4 soak.
Oh, not on that arm. It's broke.
Oh,
No,
you're right.
yep,
yeah.
you're right.
So 3.
He's got 2 soak. He's got 2 soak.
He's got 2. Oh, he's got later
He's got,
armor.
he's got courage.
I'm a mummy. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well, in that case, I'd have to spend all of it to wound him.
I
So
mean,
I'm probably not gonna. Oh, well.
I mean, it might be.
Oh, you know what?
Put a wound on him.
I'll tell you what. Let me spend 1 to re-roll the misses. I re-roll. Oh, it's just 2 though, isn't it?
there you go.
I can give you 4.
It could also give me none. Yeah, I'll re-roll them. Fuck it.
Yeah, you never know.
I'll spend 1 to re-roll those. Okay,
There you go.
great. So I'm down to 5 in the pool total now.
I believe 4.
Oh, I'd have to spend all of it to heal the wound. Yeah, fuck it. Let's spend all of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Haroun's in bad shape.
So you can see his token wolf clear. You're all engaged with him. I just want to show his
Yeah.
wounds.
So we after Haroun, falls to his knee or begins to go insane. Haroun, snap out of it, man. To hell with it. Press
Yeah,
the advantage, man.
Yeah, he looks like he's about to just kind of go into a blind rage almost more than anything.
And
Just
so we,
this like utter mad look in his eyes.
And so seeing that, we sprint in and we just all start swinging and trying to stab at him. And so he's backstepping, trying to parry, but we eventually just slam into his arms, his left arm, with our blades and shields, and maybe splinter some bone.
Mm-hmm. Kagan.
Kagan down with 2 skeletons. One hasn't moved, but he's behind that whole wall. Kagan will once again shift upon the battlefield. Pop a shot for infernal fucking creature's heart.
Get him.
Draw back, heal you. Free momentum for the attack. No momentum in the pool, so.
You generated 2. Or actually, you generated. I'm sorry, you generated 2.
3, shouldn't it be?
You hit for 3 successes, right?
Yeah, difficulty's 1.
Yep, and you hit
Oh,
3.
yeah.
Yep,
Oh yeah, yeah, 3 because of the momentum. Torso.
Oh, your own momentum. That's right.
Yeah, torso hasn't been destroyed yet. Reroll. 1 damage die was accurate.
Nice.
Yay!
Good.
6 damage. So it's taking 2. I have 3 to spend. Yeah, I will spend 3. If anything, it'll have him destroy his torso armor. Because of harm.
We're getting there.
So I will spend all 3 of them.
Okay, and that is what he does. Splits and cracks his torso armor, and it falls from his body.
I hit his infernal heart. Almost.
Almost.
We're just gonna keep hitting body parts that still have armor.
You know, I forgot, guys. We could have been doing call
What?
shots for 2 more momentum.
Oh, I might have to start.
Yeah.
But see, 2 more momentum, we haven't had a whole lot of momentum. to play with,
Exactly,
so-
yeah. That's the trick. You can choose the spot, but it costs you momentum.
Yeah, no.
And Nemesises, they have their ways. Oh my.
All right.
So good. I think Haroun, yeah.
You have a lone skeleton.
Yep,
else?
Haroun. Yep, Haroun.
Alright, yeah, so, let me see, what do we got in? Cool, nothing. Alright. Yeah, so he, yeah, he looks kind of maddened and is kind of in this state, kind of holding his head, not really, like he's watching this guy, looking for that opening again. So I'll do my, oh, well, no, actually, no, he dives in, basically, and presses
4
it with the
difficulty.
dagger. Oh, well, because it's mental wounds, so it's only on mental rolls. So if I were to do observation, it'd be -3, but for
okay.
physical, it's not.
Gotcha. Okay.
So he dives in with the dagger, haphazard. Oh shit!
I'm pretty mad.
2 momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'll spend 1 of the momentum to re-roll the 2 dice at the end there. Fuck, there we go. Huge. So he dives down and brings the dagger along the length of that left leg.
So you did 8 damage, -4.
Left leg.
2.
Oh wait, did left leg have? Yeah, we haven't busted left leg yet.
No, left leg, right leg.
No,
oh,
left leg is not
arms,
busted.
Yeah, arms.
Yeah, left
Right
leg and
both
head.
arms. Right leg, both arms, and torso are all busted.
8. So you did 8 damage, -4. So that's going to actually just do 4. Okay.
Alrighty. Hope that's rude.
All right.
You spin a
I think
doom to
it's
go
all
first. You have 1 lone skeleton that hasn't acted yet.
I believe he got killed.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
The lone one did? Because I thought you attacked the squad.
Boy, I don't remember.
Melech might have killed it.
Yeah, either. Well, it went over to the other one, so I'm just gonna say it's dead. Whatever. I'm not worried about it.
I mean, it would have just rejoined up anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So it is my turn. Well, it's actually technically your turn, but I'm gonna spend a doom to go first.
Yep.
fall before our blades, I guess.
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's see if he can take Haroun with him before he goes.
He's gonna
Haroun's
crash.
all in at this point.
Oh, I've got a
It's
reaction.
all or nothing, man.
I've got a reaction.
He's gonna crouch down and put on another set of armor.
There's my greave.
Uh,
Wondered where these socks were.
oh man, I forget the name of the spell that you can cause natural disaster. The earthquake one.
Yeah, give him
that,
idea.
that would be funny. Just
I'm just giving him this spell real quick. Don't mind me.
yeah.
Bring the whole
Nice, yeah.
bring the whole top of the tent.
It would make sense. There was a cave in, so could have been him.
It could have. It legitimately. Yeah. Or just our shitty luck. You never know.
Panic.
Foolish mortals, the treasure is mine always.
I can tell you what. There's gonna be some talking points after this one.
If I only had one more doom,
Oh man.
I'm gonna I don't want to really.
Do what you do, man. No holds barred.
This is at Varus. Generator Doom. I'm gonna spend a Doom to re-roll all those die.
Exciting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Does this affect me or one of my minions?
It actually would go minions first, then to you.
Hey, guess who's going crazy?
Oof.
So 7.
So that's
And,
2 wounds. Or
well,
2 wounds,
see-
yeah.
You need to roll. You can roll. What's it called?
Discipline?
Oh yeah.
Yes, discipline. Pretty sure.
Okay. So how would it work as far as, is it just me, I have to succeed, or?
I think it's.
You it's a struggle. It's well, I think it's D2 actually.
So it's 2 and then an additional 1 because you succeeded with 2 successes, you only need a 1. So I need to beat a 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you gotta get a 3.
I gotta get it. Oh, there's one momentum in the pool. I'm not bad at resolve or discipline.
Otherwise, I believe it'll kill both your guys.
We're making him go crazy.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically either comatose,
Yeah.
heart attack, etc., etc.
Well, with that in mind, I will spend the momentum.
That is reasonable. Yeah.
Get fucked.
Oh,
wait.
fucking hell.
The 3?
Yeah.
4?
Yes.
4?
No, it's 3.
3.
It's 3.
That's good
Okay.
enough, though. That's good enough. It doesn't work. So how do you bolster your men's will?
So I see this practice maneuver he used to break Haroun's mind to an extent, and I see him doing it to my men as well. Men, you need to only remember this. Don't let this befouled creature take your soul and mind, for this is already dead. We have merely to destroy the bones and rid the world of this beast. Steel yourselves and find your courage. You are men of flesh and blood. This monster is neither. It is a construct, bone, and we will grind it to dust.
Nice.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna spend a Dune to have my skeletons go. They attack Melech. Not a very good one.
And Melech once again will parry.
Do it. Yes.
And you do, and you generate a momentum.
Nice.
You guys are up.
You want to go first, Melech, since you're fighting the horde?
Yep, I'll go ahead. He parries their swords away again, and again and again, and it's back and forth. And he looks for an opening, and he swings with his broadsword.
Oh man!
Oh no!
If it
And
would
he
have hit, it
can't
would
get
have.
into them.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that was a bad roll.
It's good that you made the parry at least.
Yeah, that's what really, man. People
I
narrowly
guess.
skirted death.
Haroun, do you want to try to avenge your insanity?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, he will dive in full on with that dagger again. Oof! Yes, please.
That's 2 momentum.
Yep. Yeah, I'll spend it to up damage. How much do we have then? 3 and then the 2, or
No, just the 2.
the
That's
2?
everything combined. So
Okay. So yeah. Yeah. I'll. Well, no. No. I'll leave it there. Yeah. So 7.
okay. So you're not gonna spend any?
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna spend any. 7.
Okay.
As he tears down the right arm, with that
Right.
dagger.
Right arm is good. That gives him one.
Another wound.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting in.
You're just cutting up his bones, but it doesn't seem to affect his movement or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Haroun is basically just in a mad flurry at this guy with this dagger.
Varys, you want to go next?
Sure. It's time to get some momentum for you lads. I'll spend 1 to roll 5 dice. See what happens.
Nice.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god!
I'm-
Oh my god! Oh.
Wow.
Where's the momentum, sir?
Yeah. I'm asking the same question. Well, I won't waste any more in that case, so go ahead, Kagan. I know it doesn't do anything, so...
Yeah, there's no helping that. That was just. Oh, sometimes.
I don't feel so bad about Melech missing now.
You really?
Yeah, I had 5 dice.
There's 2 though, so you can call shot. Yeah. So.
I don't think it's worth it at this point. We're better odds to hit something that's unarmored.
I mean, we do.
Called shot an unarmored spot in the chest.
He's
Yeah,
got
he's only got
too.
armor in 2 spots, maybe.
Yeah, he's got...
Yeah, 2 spots.
There's 2
I mean,
spots for 4.
called shot is the one you can do afterwards anyway. Just like bonus damage and stuff, so.
Once again, Kagan readjusts his step. Positions himself carefully. Displays his feet, takes a deep breath. Draws back. And shoots another arrow exactly where the first one, or the last one, split his chest armor. I will like to spend 2 to do a called shot to the torso. I wish to pierce his heart.
Old strategy, Cotton.
You can do it, buddy.
And
You're the-
using my minor action to take aim. One.
Oh boy.
Yes, please.
Generated
2 momentum.
2 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish to. No, I don't want to re-roll everything. Hit. Yeah, I will put those 2 momentum into the damage for 10 total to the torso.
So that fells it. How does that look?
Nice.
He will display, and he's just basically just cursing under his breath and Harkonian, and he's like, I will have your dark heart. And the arrow strikes right where the other one pierced and cracked and split his armor, right next to it. Whatever necrotic energies or whatever, if he just collapses to dust, whatever.
Yeah, this like dark, like orb kind of like seems to be going around very quickly around the skeleton's body, and all of a sudden it just shatters and throws everyone close to the skeleton. Just throws you back onto your backside and away from it, and the skeletons above facing Melech just fall, crumpling, as the main beast is felled.
And Melech is just, hey, there's one more. Get rid of him.
Sorry.
He's like, just kicks the skull.
Victory's
Yeah,
complete.
You too.
Melech is, panting and catching his breath. He's kind of hunched over. He's holding his shield. He lets his sword clank against the ground. The tip of the sword clank against the ground, and he turns and he saw the shot, go through and hit that guy. And he turns at Kagan and looks at him. And he's just kind of nodding in appreciation.
Kagan returns back affirmatively, but he's constantly looking around. Doesn't feel comfortable here. So we should not tarry. He'll look back and he'll go, "Where is that damnable coward Rolo?"
Expect he's almost halfway to my homeland at this point. Haroun, calm yourself, lad. It's done.
Yeah, he's
shoulder.
booting the corpse and stomping on the head and everything, like cursing this and that.
Yeah,
Again, still not in his normal accent.
I'll grab him. Haroun, calm yourself. Look at all this gold that is now yours. Fret not about the bones. It is long gone now. Look at the glint of the coin. And it's trying to make him look at something substantial to get his mind off.
Yeah,
of it.
he falls a lot more silent. Yeah. Coin's good.
Kagan is doing his typical stoic thing, going to the archway to look if anything's coming around the corner.
And kind of as you guys are looking over this dead thing's body, you notice a talisman around its neck shimmers and catches Varys and Haroun's attention briefly as the screen fades to black and the session ends.
Sweet.
Oh, man.